They'll always have love in the WWE.
Hall of Fame
from the
for
fans.
sure.
From the fans, definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that.
I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love for you, honey.
Whatever.
I got nothing but love.
Now it's time for a very fun segment. Some of that old bullshit.
We'll just call it bullshit.
We'll just call it bullshit, man. Number one, Roman Reigns suspension, man. Your thoughts? Roman Reigns, man.
I mean, 30 days of no Roman Reigns is pretty awesome in my book.
No
complaints.
Were we gifted, man, or is it kind of like were we gifted, or is it almost kind of a sad thing to see that this guy in his prime? I mean, he fucked up, man.
Oh, he blew it.
He blew it, man. How do you be the guy? I mean, how do you be the guy?
I think he's the first ever talent during this wellness program era to actually be suspended. You
Really?
never heard of Cena being suspended? Well, Orton, I guess. Orton's been suspended a bunch of times. And supposedly after your third violation, you're supposed to be fired. And Orton's been around. He's been fired, suspended 5 times.
Well, speaking of Orton, where the hell is he?
Who cares?
Okay, well,
I
there's that.
hate Randy Orton.
There's that.
Randy Orton, you're probably not listening to this or ever will. I hate you. You're so fucking boring. I hate you. I fast forward you every time you're on my TV. Just had to vent on that.
Okay. Well, I think he's all right. I mean, he tried to bum a cigarette off me one time, so that was funny.
That's the most amazing story ever.
That's pretty much it. So I don't. Hey, Randy, man, if this ever reaches your eardrums, dude, I don't have a problem with you. It's all good. My friend here though, not so much. So anyway, the Roman Reigns thing. So he gets suspended or whatever, but he's still in the title match. I mean, is that right?
No.
I mean, for a talent that just abused shit, should he still be in the spot? I mean,
No.
They spent so much time on him, but should he still be? Do you figure that he's still being rewarded by still being allowed to stay in this match?
Yeah, the dude got suspended for 30
Should
days.
he be in the doghouse?
Yes, everybody else is. Who the hell has ever gotten a drug suspension or whatever he was suspended for and came back in the exact same main event spot? It's never happened. Except maybe Orton. I can't ever think. I've never seen Orton forced a job out in spite of his many suspensions.
Okay. So I mean, you got a thing with I know you're not the biggest Roman thing, but the only thing that really was some old bullshit to me. And I really got to touch on this to me. And like I said earlier, we were watching New Japan. Speaking of that, I absolutely abhor the way the Bullet Club is being used in the WWE.
Oh my god!
I can't stand it. I think these guys should have been way more dominant than they have been. I mean, have they even been that dominant?
No.
They've got their ass kicked by the Usos.
How many times did they lose to the Usos?
What? I mean, what the hell? They brought these guys in. It seems literally, let's bring these guys in to make Roman Reigns look strong.
Yeah, because
Right.
now instead of he can beat up AJ. Well, Roman's 6'5", 6'6", AJ's 5'10". No, let's make it that much more impressive. Let's throw these other 2 Bullet Club guys in there.
Yeah, let's just have them come in. I mean, they should be way more dominant. It should be one of those. Almost ironically, like the Shield. Like when the Shield came in, they should be dominant like that.
Yeah, they should.
If you got a group like this with a crew of guys that are very talented, good wrestlers. I mean, AJ Styles is a legend, man. I don't care what anybody says. That guy is gonna go down as one of the best pro wrestlers ever. In the ring, great, phenomenal. I didn't even say it. Honestly, that just came out. I didn't even say that just because his name. He really is fucking phenomenal, dude. And very entertaining to watch. All three of those guys are entertaining, man.
It's sad he wasted so much of his career in TNA.
Yeah, it really is, man. I think they were talking about that on the Austin podcast or something. He had something going on. I don't know.
I was surprised how much they actually spoke about TNA on the Austin podcast.
It is what it is. I think they don't. I mean, does anybody sweat TNA these days?
Not at all.
Exactly.
I mean, they're barely still in business.
Well, there you go. I think they don't really care at this point. Yeah, I can't stand the way the Bullet Club. I mean, they should be as powerful as, say, the Shield was. I mean, even as the NWO, man, they should be taking over. They should be kicking ass. They should be dominant, and they're not. They're just not being used properly.
No,
I mean, speaking of not being used properly, what else is some old bullshit? How about Tyler Breeze? I've texted you before, man. This match would have been great if they had replaced Sheamus with Tyler Breeze. if they had replaced Titus O'Neil with Tyler Breeze, if they had replaced Nia Jax with Tyler Breeze, whatever. So, I mean, your thoughts, man. I know he was in the doghouse for leading the show or taping or some shit like that. I think he's a great, he's a good, pretty good wrestler, man, in the ring.
He's a really good wrestler. I mean, Lance Storm trained him. How can you go wrong?
His character is entertaining. His model thing, it's entertaining, man.
He's like this generation's version of Rick Martel.
Pretty much.
If Rick Martel had a selfie stick in the 80s, this would be Rick Martel.
Yeah. So, apparently Vince isn't a huge fan of his, but I mean, Triple H, it seems, obviously is pushing for him, so.
Well, like I said before, too, like, you got to figure, even in NXT, he was never, like, a huge deal. Like, he never got a one-on-one world title match, and that was his gimmick for a while, complaining, I've never had a one-on-one title match. They had that fatal four-way match at one of the first takeovers that was awesome, but, like, that was the closest he ever got. And after that, he was pushed down the card, and, he was used to put over guys like Apollo Crews and Jushin Thunder Liger on his one and only appearance. And it's like, come on, this guy loses at every takeover, but he puts on a great performance. But he's still having
great matches. Remind you of anybody?
How many?
I was gonna say, my first person comes to mind, John Morrison, maybe.
Morrison, yeah.
Morrison, I mean, another guy put on great matches. Couldn't talk about shit. Put on great matches, but was just never. He's just kind of around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who else? I mean, this whole thing they had on Raw recently, they were going to make it a fatal 5-way. Something like that. John Cena comes out. AJ Styles comes out. Here's another thing. Like, why not just swap Roman for AJ Styles?
I mean, at least for one pay-per-view. And then save the Shield 3-way for SummerSlam. Like...
so, I mean, you had a whole theory. You should kind of touch about that. Because you texted me this awesome storyline. And, please, if you could share it with everyone, anyone, if anyone is listening, share it with them. Because I thought it was great.
Our three people, if we have, like, friends and family that actually suffer through this with us. Perfect way to bring in the Bullet Club guys, the club, Balor Club, whatever the hell you want to call them. AJ had a match with Jericho at WrestleMania. Why not have the thing they should have done is put Samoa Joe over a couple nights before at TakeOver Dallas. Get the belt off Finn. That frees up Finn to debut at WrestleMania. Finn, Gallows, Anderson, AJ all beat the shit out of Jericho in front of 101,000 people. So people will notice who the hell are these guys and why the hell are they beating up Chris Jericho, a Hall of Famer. So after that, AJ can still go on and win the Fatal 4-Way the night after WrestleMania. And after that, they just focus on beating the shit out of Roman week after week. The Usos try and save him. The four of them just continue to beat the shit out of Roman. The Usos aren't enough. Extreme Rules or Payback, one of the two matches they had, AJ goes over because of the Bullet Club. Doesn't have to be clean. Just AJ has to go over. AJ has to win the belt. And not only does this benefit all four Bullet Club guys, all look great. AJ gets the belt. Roman actually has sympathy. Why are these four guys beating the shit out of Roman and his cousins every week? I feel bad for Roman now. What's he going to do? How can he, what's he going to do to retaliate? What can he possibly do? Only thing he can do, reform the Shield. This brings Seth back. It gives Seth something to do when he comes back. It gives Ambrose something to do. So now the Shield and Bullet Club are tearing up 3-way tag matches for a couple months. This, you could have at least carried this to SummerSlam and then gave Roman the belt back. Roman has his moment of redemption. He beats AJ, whatever. Then the guys all kind of go their separate ways. But, and even, okay, AJ's not a WWE guy. AJ's a small guy. Vince doesn't like him, whatever. It seems like WWE is pretty big on Finn Balor. So take AJ out of the scenario I just mentioned. Insert Finn Balor. It still works. The Bullet Club still looks like badasses. Roman still gets over as a babyface. Roman chases the belt. Gets it back at SummerSlam. With, I assume, as much as the fans hate him, at least some people would feel bad enough to cheer for him after everything he's been through of getting his ass kicked all year up till SummerSlam. That's just my theory. Thought it would have worked way better than what they've been doing with all these guys up to this point.
All right, you got one person clapping at least.
Agree, disagree.
Hopefully, yeah,
leave
I
comments.
thought that would have been so much better. You would think like, hey, that sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but WWE's not gonna do that.
No, like I said, I was on
Because
the,
it's a good idea.
I was
It's
on
what
the-
wrestling fans would want to see.
like I said, I was
you
on a
know?
shuttle bus leaving WrestleMania, and I met these really cool guys there, and I told them that idea, and they said, that's a great idea. You know why they won't do it? Because it's a great idea. So that pretty much sums it up. It's not just us to think that way.
Yeah, so there you have it. There's so many other scenarios you could think of. Sometimes I don't know sometimes what the writing team thinks of. I think they just have that old mentality. We gotta make our guy look strong, and that's it. Instead of thinking, hey, why don't we just tell a good story? Why don't we just build it up and have an actual pretty good story that people would enjoy? That isn't status quo, because it seems like every time it's like they're afraid to try new things. Instead of they just go back to the status quo.
But it's been like that for years.
It's been like that for years. But I think that's why
Cena era started.
Since the Cena era, right?
Like, I don't know what to do. I'll put the belt back on
But
Cena.
that's what was so beautiful about the Attitude Era, because there was different things you didn't see before. It's hard to do that now because we've seen so much. So
they had to take risks during the Attitude Era because they were competing with somebody.
yeah. So like, why don't they just compete against themselves now? Why don't they just try to top their own stuff instead of just like phoning it in? Like, oh yeah, this will work. People will buy it. We'll sell the merchandise. Blah 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 blah. And that's that. We're happy making our millions, but you could be making billions.
That's another thing. Bullet Club, huge merchandise move.
Huge merchandise.
You go to any indie show, you go to a WWE show. How many Bullet Club shirts do you see? Now put them on the pedestal of WWE or platform of WWE with that many more eyes on them.
Skyrocketing.
How much merchandise are you gonna move?
And nothing. They've just. Do they even have a shirt? They don't even have a shirt. That's for the club. I don't even know. That's the thing. The club.
Who the hell's gonna buy a shirt that says the club?
The club. Like, oh, you're in the club? Like, what club are you in?
Oh.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, what?
That's the theft device you use on your
Oh,
car?
yeah.
You're pretty proud of that.
I had one of those back in the day.
You're wearing that on your
Yeah, it's
shirt?
on my Honda Civic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You
Like,
know,
the
so,
club.
yeah. Anyway,
God, that's stupid.
yeah, so that was some bullshit.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Pretty much.
Please, no more parties in LA. Please, baby, no more parties in LA. No more parties in LA. Please, baby, no more parties in LA. No more parties in LA. Please.